this keyword is a reference variable. Okay, this keyword is a reference variable which refers to the object. Which object it will refers to? It will refers to the current class object. Okay, it is refers to the current class object, and inside the current class what we have? State we have, behavior we have. What is meant by state? What is meant by behavior? State means the variables and behaviors means the simple methods. Okay, inside the object all the things are present like variables and the methods and all. If we create a class, inside the class this method will be present. If we create a variable also, can we create here? Yes, we can able to create it here also. So inside the object we have multiple states and multiple behavior also, right? So what this keyword will do? This keyword will refers to that state and the behaviors. So indirectly it will refers to that object. Inside this object, state will be present, behavior will be present. So this keyword will be referred to that object. This keyword is just a reference variable. Okay, this keyword is just a reference variable. It will refers to the object. Inside that object, state and behavior will be present. State means the variable and behaviors means the methods. Okay, state means the variables and behaviors means the methods. And this keyword have many uses. First usage is this. This can be used to refer current class instance variable. So how? Simply will come here and we will remove this thing. Simply I will create a method here. So what is the syntax for the method? Syntax for the method: access modifier, return type, class name, method name. Okay. So this is our method. So what I am doing is simply I am create a variable here. A equals to 10. Okay, simply I am creating a variable here, and here also I am creating another variable int a equals to int a only. Okay, so which type of variable is this? No, which type of variable? Type of variable, instance variable. And which type of variable is this? This is a local variable. Parameter we can say that, and this is called as the local variable also. Pass the values, right? 10 I am passing from here. Suppose we will not initialize any value to here. Okay, now I want to initialize this value into this. So how we will print that? How we will initialize that? Simply we have to write a equals to x. And now if you make the another method here public, uh, void I am writing here, and m2 I am writing here, and here simply I am printing that variable a. Okay, and after that here we will call that method object dot m. Now what will happen here? Simple JVM will come into the main method. Here we have created the object. Which object is this? That is the obj. And which class object we have created? Test class object. After that, object dot m1 we wrote here. Object dot m1, and we have passed here one value, that is the integer type of value. So what it will do? It will find m1 method which having one integer parameter. So it will be come here and it will see this method. So what is the value of this x here? See here what we pass from here, 10, right? So what is the value of that x here? See what is the value of this x? 10, right? We pass 10 from here, no? So it will assign to this value. It is assigned to this variable. So what is the value of this x now? That is the 10. Whatever value we will pass from here, that will assign to this x. Okay. So what is the value of this x now? That is the 10, right? It will assign to this variable a equals to x. So what will be the value of x here? 10, right? So 10 will be assigned to this a, right? A equals to 10 will be assigned. So what will be the value of our instance variable here? Now 10. Here if you print that, so how next method we are calling object dot m2. Here it will become, and here we are printing the value of a. So what is the value of a here? See, 10. So it will be print 10 on the console. See, it is printing 10 on the console. Suppose I am writing here another thing. Suppose I am writing here 50. So what will be the value of a will be now 50. Here it will become into the m1. What will be the value of x now? 50. It will be assigned to this a, right? What is the value now? That is the 50. What is the value of instance variable now? 50. And we are printing here instance variable. So what will be the value we will get if I run this one? So 50 will be printed on the cursor, right? Easy only. Now another thing. Suppose I am writing here a, and here also I am writing a. Now what will be the value we will get it here? What will be the output we will get it here? Here what will be the output will be 50. Anything, anyone having another answer, like another value we will get, error we will get. Object.m1, from here 50 will be go to this variable. What is the value of this a? 50. A equals to a. So what will happen here? 50 will assign to this variable. Yes. Now we are printing here. So value of a. So can it will be print 50 here? Can it will be print? No or yes? If I run this one, see what will be the value we are getting? 0. Why we are getting 0 here? So see, it will become here into this main method. We have created the object here, so it will create an object. After that, object dot m1, and from here we are passing the argument, that is the integer type of argument. So it will find the m1 method into the test class. So here is the test class, and here is the m1 method, and here we wrote the int a. So what it will be do? This 50 will be assigned to this a, right? This 50 will be assigned to this a. Inside that method, what we are doing? A equals to a. So we are doing a, we are initializing the value. But here this a and this a, which is this a and which is this a, we have both the variables, right? Instance variable which name a, and local variable having same name as a. So which is this variable? This instance variable, or this is the instance variable? This local variable, or this is the local variable? So it will be considered both the variable as a local variable here and there. Okay, it will not consider instance variable. See, by the color you can see that. No, what is the color of instance variable? Blue. And what is the color of this instance variable? That is the gray, right? So both the variable it will consider as a gray here. It will not consider any instance variable here. Okay, and after that we are printing here system.out.println. We are not initializing any value to this variable. So what it will be doing? It will print the default value. And what is the default value of integer? 0. So that's why it is printing 0 on the console. To resolve this issue, what we will do? Simply we will use the this keyword. So how we will use that? Simply we can use right here this dot a. Now see the color of this variable. Which is the color now? Blue. Now this is refers to the instance variable. Okay. Now this will refers to the instance variable. Whatever value will come from here, it will initialize to this variable, and this will refers to this variable. That is the instance variable. So this is our instance variable here. So it will refer to this instance variable now. What is the value of this a now? That is 50. 50 will be assigned to this dot a, and this dot a refers to this variable. So what will be the value of now instance variable here? 50. Here it will become, in this method we are printing the value of a. So what is the value of a now? If I run this one, so 50 is printing on the console. This is the first use of our this keyword. That is, this can be used to refer current class instance variable. If you want to, means if you have both the local variable as well as the instance variable have same name, so that time it will be create a problem. So that time simply we will use the this variable. This can be refers to the current class instance variable. Okay, if you have a here, both have the same variable name. So what it will do? So what it will do? Simply it will create a problem here. So for that, simply we'll use here this dot a. It will refer to the current class instance variable. So it is referring to this variable. Okay, this is the first use of our this keyword. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt till here? No. Okay, so we'll move to the another part. This can be used to invoke current class methods. So how? Suppose if you have two methods, I will remove this thing, and I will remove this thing also. I will remove this thing. Suppose if you have m1 method, inside the m1 method we have system.out, and here we have a 1. And inside the m2 method we have a system.out, and here we have a 2. Okay. Now if I want to print that, how we will print that? If I want to call that method, how we will call that? Object.m1 and object.m2. If I run this one, so what will happen? What will be the output we will get? 1 and 2. 1 and 2 we are getting on the console. After that, suppose I want to call this m1 method from m2 method. So how we will call that? Or if I want to call the m2 method from the m1 method, so how we will call that? Simple, we have to write here this dot m2. If I write like that, and if I remove from here, now can I call it? Can I means I'm calling from main method or not? No, right? I'm not calling m2 method from the main method. I'm calling from here. right? So what it will be do? Simply it will create an object. This is the test class object we have created. After that, object dot m1, it will find m1 method in the test class. So where is the m1 method? Here is the m1 method. Here we are calling this dot m2. So what it will do? It will call the m2 method into the test class. Where is the m2 method? Here is the m2 method. It will print 2 on the console. After that, here it will become, and it will print 1 on the console, and it will come outside from this method. Now we will see that it will happen like that or not. So see, 2 and 1 is printing on the console. Now suppose I want to call the m1 method from the m2 method. So how we will call that? If I write m1 simple, so can it will be called, and here we have to write a m2. If I write simply m1, can it will be called? No, error it will be give. If I run this one, it is calling 1 and 2, it is calling. So how object is created? It is calling m2 method. It will come into the m2 method. Here we are calling it m1 method. If we are not adding this keyword here, so what will happen? So compiler automatically internally add here this dot m1. Compiler will automatically add here. If you are not adding also, so compiler will add that. If you adding that, that is also fine. If you are not adding that also, so compiler will automatically add for you. Okay, if you are not adding also, so compiler will add this automatically here internally. Okay, so if you are writing m1 directly also, so that time also it will become. If I means if JVM will see here m1, so it will find where is the m1 method. So here is the m1 method. It will print 1 on the console first. Again it will become downside, and here we have system.out.println, and it is printing 2 on the console. If I run this one, so again 1 and 2. Suppose here I am writing m1, and from the m1 method, if I want to call the m2 method, how will we call that? Simply what we need to write here? This we can write, or directly we can write here m2. If I not write here, this means compiler will automatically add this dot here. Okay. If you are not adding also, that is also okay. If you are adding also, that is also okay. Okay. So I will, if I run this one, so 2 and 1 is printing on the console. Okay, so this is the another use of this keyword. This can be used to invoke current class is.
Instead of creating objects, we can directly call this.
Yes, but suppose if you want to call the one method also, so we have to call the method. No, suppose if we have two method here, right? So from this method we are calling the m2 method, but we have to call the m1 method also. So for that we have to create an object.
For creating object, we can directly this dot m1.
From here, from the static method you are saying, nice thing, this is the nice thing. In the static method, in the static method we cannot able to use this keyword. Suppose if I write here, see, this dot m1, see, it is giving the error. Why? Cannot use this in a static context. We cannot use this keyword into the static method. That's why we cannot able to use that. Okay. Okay. So after that, another use that this and the parenthesis can be used to invoke current class constructor also. So same like that, this time we have to create a constructor. So how we will create a constructor? It is same like a method which having same name as a class name. So we are first constructor is to second. This constructor or not? No. Why? Return type. So I have to remove the return type. Okay. And here I am writing here int a. Okay. So which type of constructor this one? Which type of constructor this one? Parameterized. And this which type of constructor is this one? Non-parameter. No argument constructor. Okay. So now, if you want to call the constructor, how we will constructor will call? How constructor will call? By creating an object, our constructor will call. When we create an object, that time our constructor will call. Suppose if we have created the object here, so that time our constructor will call. But which constructor will call now? The constructor which don't have any parameter. So where is the constructor? This is the constructor which don't have any parameter. No, it have one parameter, right? This is the constructor which don't have any parameter. Yes, it don't have any parameter. It will be come inside and it will print true on the console. See, it is printing true on the console. After that, suppose if I am passing here the 10 values. Now, which constructor will be called?
in the
This one. And what will be the output we will get here? 10 to 1, 1 only. How? We are calling the constructor from here. That is which constructor we are calling? The constructor which having one integer parameter. It will become here. It will be come here and it will be call this constructor. And what we wrote here? System.out.println. Here only we are printing 1. We are not printing this variable. That's why we are getting here only 1. Okay, if I run this one, so only we are getting here 1. Now, suppose I want to call this constructor from this constructor. So how we will call them? For that, simply we have to use here this. Okay, so simply we have to use here this. Now what will happen? See, 2 and the 1 is printing on the console. How? So we have created the objects, so our constructor will be called. So which constructor? Constructor which having one integer parameter. So here it will become the constructor which having one integer parameter. Here it will become, and here we are writing this and the parenthesis. So what will we do? It will call the constructor which don't have any parameter. So where is the constructor? Here is the constructor. So it will print 2 on the console. It will come outside from here. And after that here system.out.println, and here we have 1. So it will print 1 on the console. Another example we will take. Suppose if I want to call the first constructor from the second constructor. So how we will call that? Simply we have to write here this, and inside that we have to pass one integer type of value, right? So here I am passing integer type of value. Okay, and from here like that. Now if I run this one, so what will be the value we will get? 1, 1 and 2. Yes or no? Yes. If I run this one, so 1 and 2 is printing on the console. So this is the third use of our constructor. This parenthesis can be used to invoke current class constructor. Okay, this parenthesis can be used to invoke the current class. If you want to call the constructor, you can call with the help of this keyword. Okay, this and the parenthesis we can use to call the constructor. But only the current class constructor we can call with the help of this, because this refers to the current class object, not the other class object. Okay, after that this can be used to pass as an argument into the method call. So what is meant by argument? So whatever we pass while calling the method, whatever value we will pass while calling the method, that is called as the argument. So simply if you have a method here, void m1. Okay, and here also we have another method, void m2. Okay, m1 and m1 m2 method we have. And suppose in this parameter we have a object. Okay, inside this parenthesis we have a object now. Now if I want to call this method, so what we need to do? We have to pass one object, right? If I want to call this method, so what we need to do? We have to pass one object. So without means instead of passing the object, what we will do? Simply we will pass there this keyword, because this is referring to this object, right? This is the reference variable, it is refers to this object. So instead of passing the object, we can pass the this keyword. This keyword can be used to pass an argument into the method call. So how we will call that? Simply I will write here m1, will call that method, and inside this one we will simply pass here this. Okay, simply I am passing here this. If I call like that, what it will do? It will find the m1 method which has one object parameter. Okay, so here is the object parameter. It will come here and it will print 1 on the console. But before that we have to call the m2 method also. So object dot m2. Okay, if I run this one now, 1 and 2 is printing on the console. Why? From here it will create an object. After that, object dot m2. Okay, so it will come into the m2 method, and here m1 we have, and inside the m1 we are passing this keyword. Means what it will do? It will find m1 method which having one object parameter. So where is the m1 method which having object parameter? Here is the m1 method which having one object parameter. Okay, it will come here, it will print system.out.println, means it will print 1 on the console bar. So it is printing 1. After that, here it will become into the m2 method again, and here system.out.println, and 2 it is printing on the console again. Okay, if I run this one again, so 1 and 2 is printing on the console. So till now, anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt till now? No? So now we will move to the another uses, that is the constructor. So I will copy this name and I will make this as a constructor. test, and here I will make it fixed. Okay, test and test. Now if I want to call the constructor, how we will call that? We cannot write like that. This, and here also we have to pass like this. So we cannot call like that. So what we will do? Simply when we create an object, that time our constructor will be called. We knows that, right? When we create an object, that time our constructor will be called. And which which keyword is used to create an object? Which keyword is used to create an object? New keyword, right? So with the help of new keyword, we can simply call a constructor here. This type also we can call the constructor, and here simply will pass here this. Okay, simply we will pass it here this. So what it will be do now? It will come into the main method. Okay, after that it will call the constructor which don't have any parameter. So this is the constructor which don't have any parameter. It will come inside and it will see we are created the another object. Okay, with the help of new keyword we can create an object. No, see we have created the another object here, but this time it will call the constructor which having, so sorry, remove that one. I close that session. Anyone have any doubt till here? It is confusing or not? Confusing? Okay. So first one is, see, inside it is reference. It is only the reference variable. It will refers to that object. So inside the object, what will be present? State will be present. That is the variable. Behavior will present. That is the method. This keyword will refers to that variables and all the methods which are present inside our class. Okay. So this keyword is directly referring to our object, and these have the many uses. Like it will be refers to the current class instance variable. We can call the method also with the help of this keyword. We can call the constructor also we can with the help of this keyword. After that we can pass this keyword as an argument in the method call. After that this can be passed as an argument in the constructor call also. So from here we are calling the constructor, and here we have to pass the object. So from here I am simply passing this keyword. So can it will be called this time. So we will see that. So if I run this one, first it is printing 1, and after that is it is printing 2. So with the help of this keyword, means this keyword can be used to pass as an argument into the constructor call. From here we are calling the constructor, no, and here we are passing this keyword as a argument. So this is the another uses of our this keyword. This can be used to pass as an argument in the constructor call. And last one is the this keyword can be used to return current class instance. So how? Simply if I remove this thing and if I create one method here, public void m1. Suppose I want to return an object. Okay, I want to return an object. So if I want to return an object, simple we can return this keyword from here. Now can it will be return the current class instance? We will see that system.out will write, and here we will print object dot m1. So see what it will be. See, basic programs. What is this? This is our package. After that, test. What is this one? Our class name. And this is our object address. Okay. So it is returning now the current class instance. Okay. This can be used to return the current class instance. How? Simply we have created the method which is returning the object. Instance is nothing but the object only. Okay. Here we wrote the return type as an object. Means what this method will return? This method have to return the object. So instead of returning the object, I simply return here this, and this will be used to return the current class instance. Means the current class object it is returning. Now if I print this one here, object of m1, so what it will be print? It will return the current class instance here. See here, basic programs. It will package. This is the class, and this is our object address. Okay, so these are all the uses of our this keyword. First one is the it is used to refer the current instance variable. After that it is used to call the current class method. It is used to call the current class constructor. After that it is used to pass an argument into the method call. It is used to pass an argument in the constructor call. And last one it is used to return the current class instance. Okay, this is the all uses of our this keywords. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt? Do you want any time or can I move to the arrays part? Do you want to do the program? Confusing. Okay. You can do the program. Okay, after 1 hour we will take the class, another class. Okay, okay.